A scientist from Quebec has discovered the oldest known rocks on Earth in northern Quebec.
Canada, vast, enigmatic, and stretching from the icy reaches of the Arctic Circle to the lush rainforests of the Pacific coast, it is a nation defined not just by its people, but by the raw, awe-inspiring grandeur of its landscapes. Within its nearly 4 million square miles, Canada shelters geological marvels and living worlds so ancient, so mysterious, that they challenge our very sense of time and scale. In recent years, the scientific spotlight has shone ever brighter on this land, revealing secrets that lie buried deep beneath forests, entombed in ancient rock, or glimmering beneath the surface of its countless lakes and rivers. Just when humanity thought we had puzzled out the broad strokes of Earth's history, breakthroughs in Canadian geology have forced us to rethink everything, from the moment our planet solidified to the age and nature of life itself. Among these, perhaps none has sent shockwaves through the scientific community more than the newly identified 4.16 billion-year-old rocks of Quebec, now believed to be among the oldest surviving fragments on our planet. What else does the Canadian wilderness keep hidden? What new questions emerge at the edge of every exciting discovery, stirring curiosity and awe? Venture with us today as we reveal 20 jaw-dropping findings, each a window into Earth's profound depths, each a testament to the mysterious power etched into Canada's rocks, rivers, caves, lakes, landscapes, and living plant legacies. How much of our planet's history lies locked beneath the Canadian shield, awaiting the day when science and wonder draw it forth at last? Oldest rocks on Earth. The Quebec Revelation. What if the beginning of our planet, those turbulent young years when continents first formed and life itself was only a possibility, could be read from rocks beneath our feet? In a rugged outcrop in Quebec, Canada, scientists have identified what could be the oldest rocks ever discovered on Earth. These intrusive formations, found cutting through ancient volcanic layers, have been dated to an astounding 4.16 billion years ago. Picture this. When these rocks first solidified, Earth's surface was battered by meteorites, its skies shrouded in clouds, and the first oceans just beginning to fill the basins of a young planet. For decades, geologists theorized about such primordial terrains, but suspected that Earth's original crust had long since been consumed by cycles of tectonics and volcanic activity. The discovery in Quebec challenged that assumption. Using advanced radiometric dating methods, researchers analyzed the isotopic signatures of tiny mineral inclusions within the rocks. The results startled even veteran geologists. Stones older than nearly any other surviving on Earth had been found, concrete evidence of our planet's early days. Some of the rocks are intrusive, formed from molten magma that cooled slowly underground, providing a preserved record of Earth's interior processes from a time before recognized continents existed. What might these ancient stones teach us about the initial chapters of Earth's story? Do they hold subtle clues to the earliest oceans, the building blocks of life, or the processes that eventually built up the continents? As researchers continue to study their textures, chemistry, and the volcanic structures they intersect, one thing is sure: the story of our world begins here, locked within Canada's oldest stone. This revelation answers some questions, but raises many more. The mineral makeup of these rocks, including grains of zircon and traces of rare elements, is challenging existing theories about Earth's formative years. Have we really glimpsed the first stabilized crust? Or could even older rocks one day be found in Canada's northern expanse? The pulse of ancient volcanoes echoes beneath the shield. Beneath the vast reaches of the Canadian shield, ancient volcanic activity is written into every layer. Long before the Rockies or the Coast Ranges took shape, molten magma surged and seethed here. The oldest rocks found in Quebec are not only ancient, they are volcanic in origin. Once, these stones were part of a dynamic landscape of volcanic islands and submarine plateaus where lava erupted through rifts and met the chill of primordial seawater. In these terrains, the 4.16 billion-year-old intrusive rocks cut through volcanic structures, preserving chemical and geologic evidence as a record, like time capsules embedded deep in the crust. The very arrangement of these formations tells a tale of shifting forces within Earth's mantle, cycles of creation and destruction at unimaginable scale. How did such ancient violence sculpt the land that would one day be Canada? Did the chemistry of these volcanic rocks shape Earth's early crust, influencing the differentiation of continents from oceanic crust below? New generations of scientific instruments scan these ancient terrains, revealing through each thin-sectioned rock sample a drama of heat, pressure, and transformation. Some volcanic rocks still record signs of interaction with the earliest seas and even hydrothermal systems, environments that some scientists believe could have provided a cradle for life. While these primeval volcanoes built the crust, their outpourings of lava and gas also set in motion atmospheric and climate cycles. The rocks of Quebec serve as silent witnesses. Today, their study is yielding insights not just about the ground below, but about the air and water that have since defined Canada's natural legacy. Cathedrals of stone, the hidden caves of the North Canada's surface, is only half the story. Beneath forests, fields, and tundra lies a network of caves carved by water and time. Spelunkers and scientists have explored these shadowy worlds, unearthing mineral treasures and records of ancient climates locked away in darkness. Across the country, the marble caves of British Columbia, with their clear underground streams, and the limestone caverns threading through Ontario and Quebec, tell stories that stretch back tens of thousands, even millions, of years. Some caves descend so deeply they harbor lakes and rivers, with unique microclimates and life that evolved in isolation. Stalactites and stalagmites here grow at an imperceptible pace, each layer an archive of rainfall and chemistry from ages past. Occasionally, rare mineral deposits discovered within caves link back to ancient surface rocks, connecting deep earth processes across eons. Caves are also home to unusual forms of life, bacterial communities adapted to total darkness, feeding on trickling minerals rather than sunlight. Some of these microorganisms thrive in toxic conditions or near freezing temperatures, offering tantalizing leads for researchers intent on understanding life in extreme environments. In recent years, some caves have revealed paintings and artifacts left by indigenous peoples thousands of years ago, tying human memory to the deep time records of geology. As mapping technology advances and the depths of these systems are revealed, no one knows what new secrets still wait. Mysteries beneath the surface. The lakes and rivers of the Shield Canada is renowned as the land of lakes. Its ancient shield harbors millions, more than any other country on Earth. These lakes are often astonishingly old, reflecting origins shaped by both glacial and tectonic forces. Some among them may owe their beginnings to upheavals that go back to the era of Earth's earliest volcanic terrain over 4 billion years ago. Lakes nestled in bedrock basins bear witness to changes over vast timescales. Glaciers, tectonic shifts, and the unending work of wind and water have sculpted these hollows. The rivers that wind across this land continue to reveal and shape exposed slices of ancient rock, often carrying mineral grains and sediment that encode Earth's past. Sediment layers drawn from deep within Canada's oldest lakes contain a unique history, pollen, ash, and mineral grains tracing not only local changes, but even dramatic global events. The chemistry and texture of silt at the bottom of these water bodies can teach scientists about long-vanished climates and disasters, each sample a record of environmental change through the ages. In some places, centuries-old freshwater springs have supplied water to the same forests and animal populations through shifting epochs, and in the most remote rivers and wetlands, thriving habitats rest atop rocks older than any known fossil of complex life. Lake beds scanned by sonar have revealed submerged forests, long-drowned landscapes, and even the scars of ancient meteorite impacts, all reminders that what lies beneath the waters remains as mysterious as the land above. Landscapes of deep time, the Earth wears many faces. Travel anywhere in Canada, and the landscape's ancient origins are on vivid display. The Canadian Shield, a vast spread of exposed bedrock, spans enormous parts of Quebec, Ontario, Manitoba, and beyond. Glacial scars crisscross granite domes, and boulders deposited by long-vanished ice remain strewn across open fields. The soil in these regions is often thin, mosses and lichens forming the first line of life atop rugged granite or gneiss. In valleys and riverbeds, exposures of banded iron formations and ancient granites present rock types directly descended from Earth's first solid crust, with the age of some rocks now confidently affirmed at 4.16 billion years. Our conception of landscape deepens. What does it mean to walk atop stone older than any mountain range, older even than most surviving continents? For indigenous communities who have respected and interpreted these ancient places for millennia, every rock and forest feeds into a broader story of connection to the land. The Canadian landscape is continually changing by water, ice, wind, and time. The valleys, hills, and plains seen today are only the latest chapter in a saga that goes back nearly to the beginning of Earth itself. Plant survivors, echoes from prehistoric forests. Over time, Canada's resilient plant life has adapted to the challenges of thriving on some of the world's oldest stone. The forests, from the boreal pine stretching northward to the temperate rainforests of the Pacific, root themselves in surprisingly nutrient-poor soils. In glacially scarred regions where the soils are most meager, trees and shrubs have developed remarkable strategies for survival. Pines and spruces, with tough needles and deep roots, are echoing adaptations seen in some of the earliest vascular plants. Plant fossils found around lakes and ancient wetlands within the shield offer glimpses of species that are close relatives of the earliest trees to colonize Earth, reconstructed through careful study of preserved wood, pollen, and leaves. Some of the mosses and lichens found clinging to Canadian Shield rock surfaces are living fossils themselves, belonging to lineages stretching far back in Earth's evolutionary timeline. Fires that occasionally sweep through boreal forests mimic a cycle of destruction and regrowth that has played out countless times over the ages, leaving room for species adapted to rapid rebirth. Each new growth, amid challenging conditions, reflects ancient evolutionary strategies, hardiness that has stood the test of time. With each core sample and every pollen analysis, scientists link modern Canadian plants to their distant ancestors, casting light on resilience in the face of upheaval. Messages in Stone, the dialogue of ancient geology. Every boulder and folded ridge in Canada's wilds embodies a segment of Earth history. The relationship between intrusive and volcanic rocks within the Quebec Formation is uniquely important. The newly dated 4.16 billion-year-old rocks reveal precious clues about early Earth. Geologists study the orientation and composition of these rocks, searching for evidence of the earliest tectonic and chemical processes. The intrusive bodies, especially those intersecting ancient volcanics, are particularly prized for preserving primary chemical signatures. Minerals like zircon in these rocks act as geological clocks, enabling detailed reconstructions of ancient events. Through sampling, slicing, and isotopic analysis, using uranium, thorium, and lead ratios, Researchers can trace the cooling and solidification of deep magma, track crust formation, and even glean hints about early ocean chemistry. These studies remind us of how much has been lost to geological recycling and how much enduring evidence still resides in untouched shield outcrops. With every advance in scientific technique, new information emerges from the oldest stones, informing our understanding of how continents and oceans formed. Do isotopic anomalies tell of early cosmic impacts, or the heat and ingredients that shaped other ancient terrains? Each analyzed core unveils more of the puzzle, and Canadian rocks continue to rewrite our view of planetary history. The glacial rewrites, ice and its imprint. The face of Canada owes much to the immense ice sheets that swept repeatedly across Quebec, Ontario, and much of the nation over the past few million years. These glaciers scraped and scoured, carving valleys, dispersing boulders, and at times exposing rocks not seen since the dawn of the crust. Some glacial features are obvious: striation marks, drumlins, and erratic boulders left stranded on bare granite. Others are subtler: meltwater channels, one-time rivers rushing under ice, and ancient lake beds filled and emptied in cycles of freeze and thaw. Researchers drill into lake and bog sediments, collecting climate histories that include pollen, volcanic ash, and traces of ground-up glacial rock. These records tell about advances and retreats, revealing how plant and animal ecosystems shifted rapidly over relatively short timeframes. Finding connections between ancient rocks and more recent landscapes is crucial to understanding resilience in the face of change. The answers are there, in the glacial sediments and in the scars carved into stone. Echoes of water, lifelines carved in stone. Life in Canada is shaped by water, by the path of rivers, the depth of lakes, and the flow of springs. Each cycle is layered upon the ancient foundation of Canadian rock. Water finds its way through fractures in billion-year-old formations, forming rivers and lakes that echo geologic history. These basins preserve in their sediments a record of environmental transformations: ash from distant eruptions, pollen from shifting forests, evidence of changing climates. Rivers have played a hidden role, eroding ancient stone and unveiling the shield's secrets. Without their gentle wear, discoveries like the Quebec rocks might still lie buried. In some isolated areas, ancient water remains sealed in deep aquifers, untouched by modern pollution, a legacy from times when different climates and landscapes prevailed. The Shield Unveiled, lessons in resilience and renewal. Beneath its forests and lakes, the Canadian Shield stands as a lesson in endurance. It has weathered volcanic birth, glacial transformation, and the long, slow reshaping by water and wind. Today, scientists look to these landscapes to explore questions of adaptation and survival. From the oldest rock outcrops to the youngest patches of moss, every living thing here is part of an ongoing story, one of challenge and persistence. Occasionally, shallow ponds form in rock depressions, serving as micro-ecosystems where rare species persist in isolation. In other places, the visible scars of ancient impacts tell of cosmic events and environmental upheavals. With every new research expedition, the intricate connection between life, stone, and water becomes clearer. How much more is buried beneath, ready for future discovery? Dawning realizations, the power of discovery. Standing in the presence of rocks that have endured since almost the beginning of Earth, discoveries made in Canada speak to scientists everywhere. The confirmed 4.16 billion-year-old rocks of Quebec are not only records of immense age, but windows into the processes that formed the first crust and shaped the path of life to come. Each finding deepens our understanding, challenging assumptions about planetary evolution and reminding us that the story is far from complete. From the solid foundation of ancient volcanic rock to the pathways of rivers and the echoes in plant and animal life, Canada reveals itself as a place of extraordinary history and ongoing discovery. What questions remain just beyond the grasp of today's science? What marvels might the next explorer or researcher uncover? The ancient stones may be silent, but as long as curiosity endures, their stories will find voices. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of Canada's geological mysteries. Which discovery astounds you most? The unimaginable age of Quebec's rocks, the hidden depths of its northern caves, or the enduring memory of its ancient landscapes? Share your thoughts and questions, because every answer invites another mystery, and every discovery is just the beginning. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for our next expedition deep into the wonders of Earth, where each revelation teaches us more about our planet and where every new finding is the start of a greater story.